Hi, this is Robert Estrin with livingpianos.com and virtuosheetmusic.com, and I've got right here Christian Blüthner of Blüthner Pianos, one of the legendary companies making pianos for hundreds of years. Welcome.
Hello, welcome, thank you.
Yes, and there's many things that make your pianos incredibly special, and I know that you have aliquot stringing and other technologies, but really it's the sound of Blüthner that sets these instruments apart. Maybe you could tell a little bit about your company, and I understand that it goes back to the family-owned business for...
Well, I will do that with great pleasure.
Yes.
I'm actually the proud owner now and running the company in the 5th generation. Blüthner Piano has been one of the European voices which have been the preferred instrument by distinguished composers like Rachmaninoff, Debussy. It's been awarded on many world exhibitions, and it's been also the chosen piano of the royal families such as the Russian Tsar Nicholas II, Kaiser Franz Wilhelm of Austria and Hungary, of course the German Tsar, and even the Japanese Imperator, just to name a few.
Very impressive.
Today Blüthner is still a family business. So far as I know, the last real family business left in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And this of course gives me the opportunity to run the company with the pride and with the idea of our great founder Julius Blüthner, incorporating and maintaining his strategy: only the best is good enough to be used in a Blüthner piano. So what does that mean? That creates, of course, using superb materials and craftsmanship to craft not just the musical instruments, to craft something which is inspiring us, which allows us, which gives the pianist the voice to express his emotions. That is really what music is all about. And this is what we actually did to achieve that. Blüthner did a lot of developments over the decades. You mentioned the aliquot string, which is a fourth string in the treble, picking up vibrations on sympathy and is enriching the sound and makes it overall warmer and more singing, comparing to what the human voice of a singer would be. There are a lot of people who believe the voice of humans makes the perfect instrument, and famous singer like Hermann Prey said, and the Blüthner is the instrument which is accompanying that the best. So this is probably the greatest instrument and the greatest compliment what can be paid to a piano.
Absolutely. Of course, the sustain of the tone is a trademark of a great piano, and that fourth string that only Blüthners have. Now, your company goes back, what, to around the...
Well, the company this year is 160 years old last year, founded in 1853, and has been continued since then.
And it's quite sad that all the other companies, one by one, have either gone out of business or been bought up by the conglomerates. So it's great to see a company like yours making these superb instruments.
Well, there are no shortcuts in that business. So you have to prove what you are practically every single day. You have to make sure that your staff is properly trained over generation, never missing an opportunity to improve and to make sure that things are the way you want them. And I think this is something, when you, as a member of the family, you see your own name in the file board, you make double sure that this instrument deserves
That's right. And one last question for you, and about how many pianos are you manufacturing each year?
Well, Blüthner today, Blüthner has several brands and which we accumulated over the last centuries. And Blüthner pianos today is about 550 units a year, which sets us apart from all these mass producers. We take the time really turning a piece of wood in our hand, making sure it's properly grown and treated before we use that to build pianos from. You can't do that anymore in a mass production. You will have a shortage of supreme supply of these fine materials, and of course technology-wise you don't have the time to take that extra moment to make sure that things are perfect.
Absolutely, and I can tell you from my experience of Blüthner's vintage instruments still producing spectacular sounds decades after they're being produced. It's quite an experience playing your pianos, and I thank you for all the musicians around the world who enjoy your instruments. Is there any other final comments you would like to make?
Well, of course, piano business is, people think, okay, pianos are black, they have 3 legs, and they are the same like they used to be 100 years ago. That is true to a certain extent, but there's still a development going on, which we find exciting. Cabinet changing, taste is changing, appearance of instruments is changing. So there's a lot of things going on which make that business extremely interesting.
Absolutely. Well, listen, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you so
you.
much. Once again, this is Robert Estrin with livingpianos.com and virtualsheetmusic.com with Christian Blüthner.
Thank you.